Well, I suppose that the idea of going back to living in the car after 12 days, the idea is worse than it really is. Especially when you have areas like this to car camp in and great weather. Even though it's like 35 degrees, the weather is pretty spectacular. And at least I can wake up on the beach here in Tahoe for now, until the weather goes south and all of this goes away. Which maybe it won't even happen. I mean, middle of January now, and there's hardly any snow, which is bad because there's not really any business. And I imagine this summer the lake isn't going to be as beautiful as it normally is with all the ice melt coming down. But can't be parked here too long. People are starting to come in, and then people wonder like, oh, why has this car been here so long? So you just gotta keep move along. So I've been doing a lot of thinking since yesterday about the messages I'm trying to share. And I guess I really don't even know. When you feel like you're not really contributing much to society, you have this urge to really do so. And so I think at times I can get outside of my lane more than I probably should. I have a lot of emotions and feelings about the topics of ICE and immigration, but that's mainly because I've worked for so long with underserved youth that I'd rather see more funds go towards them. But I'm such a small, insignificant cog in the wheel of American culture. Whatever I say really doesn't even mean too much in that regard. So I was just disappointed in myself for getting angry about something that I have no control over. And would things be better with what I believe? Oh, maybe, maybe not. I don't have all the information. I don't really have any information. I wish I did, and I wish that I could make more of a difference in the world for a lot of people, but that's just not really in the cards for me at this time. Maybe not ever. I forgot how nice it was to be in a house. That was really depressing to have to leave. But the best way to get over something is just like rip the band-aid off and probably just get on with it. And all I do is like complain about it. I think that the house isn't even as important as I think the companionship that you can get from animals is really relaxing in your day-to-day life. Dogs, cats, pets in general, they seem to have this unconditional acceptance for you and love. And at least if most humans don't like me, most animals, at least I can get a connection with pretty quickly. And I think there's something to be said maybe for that. I don't know if you can see the Lake Tahoe right here. through the trees. It's cool. I don't really have too much time, so I'm just on Brockway Summit area. I grabbed the snowshoes and I was like, these trees look decent. Maybe I'll just go through those and see where I end up. Made a controversial video. I kind of came into that day pretty annoyed, tired, and I just didn't have enough time to really go somewhere I wanted to and be out in nature and decompress. So probably a lot of it fed into that. The main thing I was just super annoyed about was I did an Uber Eats delivery order, and you know, it's like $7. So I thought I could do this real quick. I go through the drive-thru, and first off, the guy gives me the wrong order. So I gotta go around again and then tell him, hey, this isn't the right order. I'm here on Uber Eats, blah, blah, blah. He didn't understand a word I was saying. So, annoyance number one for me. And so he finally figures it out. Gives me the right order, but there's no order sticker with an order number, which I need to then proceed. Of which he then tells me, we'll just come inside. Our printer's broken. And so I was like, well, if your printer's broken, what does it matter if I'm here or if I come inside? You're probably not going to give me the receipt. And he was like, well, you're holding up the line. Go, go, go. And I was like, no, if I come inside, I'm going to be ignored. I'm never going to get it anyways. So I need it right now. And I could tell he got really mad at me. But the thing was, I can't complete a simple order, which basically pays me nothing anyways, until I get that receipt. And so I knew that if I left the line, I had no more leverage. And I definitely felt like an asshole for doing that. But like the whole thing of getting the wrong order, not being able to like properly converse with someone at McDonald's, when I even applied to that McDonald's for a job and I was denied a job. So that kind of doubly did it. And then I go out and make a video expressing all of my aggression and anger into one singular topic. But yeah, eventually I got the order number at least. Like, I don't see why people need to fight on every little thing when they could go to their computer and just look up the order number so I can plug it into the app and go along with my merry day. But it seems like just common courtesy and like doing what you can for other people is such a magnitudinal difficult thing for some people to do. And you know, just try to have a good attitude about it. I was trying until I knew that basically if I complied at that moment, I would not get anywhere. And so I was forced, not really forced, but I felt like I had to inconvenience other people and be the jerk just to be able to move on with my day and make a living. I will not be doing any more orders from that McDonald's, just an FYI. Just from how inconsiderate and annoyed that I had become. And I had to escalate it all the way up to a manager just to help me, when if someone could understand a little bit more English, we could have rectified this so much faster. And so right now, I don't know, maybe I'm in the wrong, maybe I'm not. I feel like an asshole, but I just feel like sometimes I'm pushed against a rock in a hard place, and that being basically a poor homeless person, I'm being forced to be the most ethical and moral, kind and patient one of the bunch. When do I get to just be an asshole? Money does allow you to be the asshole, as we've seen. But regardless, I'd rather not be an asshole. Whether I'm poor, rich, whatever. I think I made it to the highest point that I can make it with relative ease. The other peak, I think, is way back there. There's a fire lookout station up there, but it's really high. And I'm just not feeling it today. So this is what we're going to have to deal with. This view of the lake here, which isn't bad. I mean, this whole point right here, pretty solid, I guess. And I didn't even notice this edge was on. Kind of right here. It's not that far, but still, that'd be a doozy. Down that valley should be Truckee, and of course Lake Tahoe, and then you can head over to the firehouse, and it's about 9,000 over there. Then it kind of goes down and it goes up to Mount Rose proper, the hiking spot I was at a couple of videos ago. Yep, and then the next highest peak is kind of directly across the lake over there, called Mount Talac. That gets up to over 10,000. And it's cool over there. You get to the top and there's like marmots all over. And then you can drop down the Desolation Wilderness, which is probably some of the best backpacking in the country. And people come from all over America and really the world to go backpacking over there. It's just so beautiful, and there's so many streams, alpine lakes that you don't need to carry water. Hopefully this summer I get to make videos back there. And at this rate with the snow, I think we're gonna be there sooner than later. And in closing today, I just want to say thank you for all the comments left behind on yesterday's video, which was supposed to be this morning's video. I went through them all. I read all the comments. I just needed to take some time to let my own mental health kind of come back down to a baseline. And so I just haven't responded to comments, but for those of you who have left them, I really appreciate it, and it helps motivate me to come back up here and keep fighting, I guess, for myself, and hopefully sharing a message that will help other people, that I guess you're probably not alone. And I feel like a hypocrite because I have good health and mobility and strong and educated too. So I don't really have any excuses to be where I am. I feel like all I can do is what I'm doing. I mean, make videos, I suppose, and keep striving. I mean, the world today is just a giant question book, you know? What direction do you take? Sometimes you take a direction and a choice, and that's what you gotta live with and move on from it. Whether, you know, it's the right one or not. The thing is, these days, it's hard to know what really is the smart decision to make. I guess it's just day by day, one good or bad decision, one good or bad attitude every day. And that's what we gotta live with. Can't judge anyone out there, and I hope that no one judges me for being an asshole and just at times not a good person. But just knowing that we all try in our own way to be better than the day before.